I want to share a story about a girl I met by the river when I was camping in the bush as a scout boy. We had set up our tents near a quiet stream deep in the bush. It was peaceful, the kind of silence that makes you forget the rest of the world exists. It was our third night. I remember the time exactly, 2:03 a.m. I got out of my tent to relieve myself. The camp was quiet, everyone asleep except for the soft rush of the river nearby. I wandered just past the trees, maybe 10, 15 steps deep, and that's when I saw her. She stood by the river, a girl in a long white dress, brushing her long black hair, slowly, rhythmically, like something from a dream or a nightmare. At first I froze. No one in our group looked like her. I called out. Her skin was pale, too pale, and her eyes, they were completely black, not dark, black, hollow. Then she smiled, a slow, chilling smile, and before I could even breathe, she dissolved into mist, just like that. Mist, just like... I ran back to camp and woke one of the senior scouts. I expected him to laugh. But he didn't. He just stared at me and said, "Some say she drowned here years ago during a scout camp just like this. She appears when someone is about to be taken." The next morning, one of the tents was empty, completely gone. Only the boys' boots remained, soaked and facing the river. Since then, I never leave the tent at night, and when I hear water rushing in the dark, I pray I don't see her again. The next day, the camp was in a state of shock. Everyone was talking about the missing boy. The senior scouts decided to pack up and leave immediately. As we were packing, I couldn't shake off the feeling that we were being watched. I glanced towards the river and saw a faint figure in white. I blinked and she was gone. We left the camp, but the memory of that night stayed with me. To this day, I wonder if the boy was taken by the ghost or if he simply wandered off into the night. But one thing is certain, I will never forget the ghost by the river. I want to share my scout camp story about the whispering serpent I encountered in the bush. It was the second week of our bush camp, somewhere deep in the Otanga forest, a place older than the maps we used. I was one of the more experienced scouts, so I volunteered for solo wood gathering that afternoon. It was supposed to be a routine trip, 20 minutes in, 20 minutes out. I had my machete, my water flask, and a growing sense of unease as I drifted away from the main trail. The air felt heavier in that part of the forest, as if something ancient was watching. The trees seemed taller, the silence was too perfect. No birds, no insects, no wind. That's when I heard it, a whisper, not in the air but beneath me. The grass rustled softly. I stopped, slowly looked down. That's when I saw it, coiled just inches from my boot, a snake. But not just any snake. Its scales shimmered like oil in water, hues of green and black moving as if alive. Its eyes, they weren't like a normal snake's. They were forward-facing, almost human, locked on mine like it was trying to speak. Its tongue flickered but made no sound. I didn't move. I couldn't. Something about it held me. My breathing slowed. My heartbeat matched some rhythm I couldn't explain. Then the whisper came again, but this time in my head. "Stay still, little one." I staggered back, heart exploding in my chest. The snake didn't strike. It simply slithered after me, unnaturally fast, keeping perfect distance. I turned and ran, branches clawing at my arms, my legs, my face, but I kept hearing the voice, calm, ancient, patient. You're already marked! I crashed through the bushes and finally burst into camp, screaming. Everyone stared, confused. I tried to explain, but no words made sense, just snake and voice and eyes. Baba Tembo, our local guide, went pale. He pulled me aside and whispered, "What you saw is called Nyoka ya Roho, the spirit serpent. It guards the forgotten parts of this land. If it speaks to you, you are no longer just flesh." He made me sleep with a protective charm that night, a tooth carved with ancient markings. I barely slept. I could feel it, out there, watching, waiting. And in the morning they found my machete by the edge of the forest, bent, warped, like it had been exposed to fire or something worse. Since then, animals avoid me. Dogs snarl when I walk past. I have dreams of scales and dark tunnels underground, of whispering, and sometimes when I close my eyes I still hear the voice that says, "You're already mine." It was my third week at the Bush Scout camp near the plains of Namaru, a remote region far from the nearest village. We were over 20 scouts, mostly teenagers, all under the guidance of our stern but experienced leader, Baba Kamau. By day, it was adventure and laughter. By night, it was a different world entirely. On the third night, I drew the short straw for night watch duty. From 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., I was to sit by the dying campfire with nothing but a torch and my thoughts to keep me company. At first everything was silent, eerily so, then I heard it. Laughter, low, sharp, broken laughter echoing in the distance. It was the sound of a hyena. Not unusual out here, but this one, something was off. The laugh came again, closer this time. Then, it spoke. "Mikkel, come." I froze. My name, spoken in a raspy whisper, not shouted, not growled, whispered, clear as day. I looked around thinking maybe someone was playing a trick, but the camp was still. Everyone was asleep. I gripped my torch tighter and slowly panned it toward the bush. Just beyond the edge of light I saw them. Two glowing eyes, low to the ground, fixed on me. The shape was unmistakable. A hyena, but its body was too still, too patient, and its mouth, it was smiling. "Come closer," it whispered again, now in Swahili. "Njo hapa, mtoto wa mwanadamu." I stumbled backward, kicking a log into the fire and sending sparks into the air. The thing didn't flinch. It blinked slowly, as if amused, then disappeared into the dark. When morning came, I told Baba Kamau. He didn't laugh. He simply nodded, his face grim. "You have seen the Fisi wa Usiku, the night hyena. It comes to camps where the spirits are restless." He ordered everyone to smear ash and goat blood on their foreheads. A protection ritual, he said. Most obeyed. Some laughed. One boy, Osei, refused, called it superstition. That night the laughter returned, but this time it didn't whisper my name. It called Osei. We woke up to his scream. His tent was slashed open, his sleeping bag shredded, and outside drag marks leading into the bush. We followed them only to find his scout scarf torn and wet near a patch of trampled grass. No blood, no tracks beyond that point, just silence. We never saw Osei again. The elders said he was claimed, that the hyena was no mere beast, but a spirit, cursed to roam the night and lure away those who don't believe. I haven't camped in the wild since. And sometimes even now I still hear it. "Misekul, come!" And I never look out the window when I do.